Is your business protected against the threat of malicious litigation and frivolous lawsuits? Are you sinking company profits into marketing campaigns that do nothing to contribute to the growth of your business? Bottled Business Sense provides practical business perspectives that uniquely emphasize both legal and media marketing strategies to protect and ensure the longevity of your business. Now, whether you're trying to provide a startup business with some level of stability or an established business with foolproof asset and estate protection, or simply attempting to get a better return for your business marketing dollars, Bill Bernard and Rick Moscoso will expose potential pitfalls to ensure the security and growth of your business, free from unwanted expense and the threat of litigation. You'll learn how to implement marketing and protection tools equal to those used by today's most successful corporations. Let's join Bill and Rick for today's Bottled Business Sense show.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Bottled Business Sense show. I'm Rick Moscoso, one of your co-hosts. Today, I want to welcome all of our returning viewers and listeners out there. We are a simulcast show where we talk about business and legal topics related to your business so you can operate efficiently, profitably, and of course, most of all, safely with your business. So we can set out there to do what we all set out to do, and that is have fun and make money, right? So you can reach out to us on social media at Bottled Business Sense Show. That's Facebook, Google+. We're also on Twitter at BB Sense. And you can reach out also if you'd like to be a guest or even want to just feedback some topics that you'd love to hear us talk about here on the show. And you can reach out to us at bottledbusinesssenseshow@gmail.com. So with that, I want to welcome Bill, my other co-host there on the other side, to the show. Welcome, Bill. How are you doing today?
Doing great, Rick. Thanks. Yeah, that's real important. I think our viewers and listeners really, we'd like to drive home the fact that we're here for you guys. So any participation that you want to be forthcoming with, by way of questions, by way of participation on the show itself, by having a specific topic discussed, by having something that you feel affects your business as well as other businesses owned by our entrepreneurs out there. I mean, this is all important stuff, and it's again, I emphasize the word free. It's I'm a big free guy. I like good information that's free. I've got no problem with that. There's not much of it left in the world today, so please feel free, no pun intended, to participate in our free show. Right?
Absolutely. Well, the good news about this show is that we're not only are we free, is it free, the information that we share here, but it is certainly high value free information. So keep that in mind. There's a whole host of episodes that we have here over the last 2 years, and just visit our website and you can see anything that may pertain to your situation from a legal or marketing or business aspect. So.
That's right. I couldn't have said that better. I mean, in today's world, it's tough to keep our business running and operating on an even keel sometimes. And so, this is all stuff that pops up. I mean, you have a wealthy library on our show site that you can download, listen to shows anytime you want, go back and listen to it at your leisure, re-listen to it to drive a point home. So again, friends, feel free to do that. Today we're going to talk about a subject matter near and dear to my heart, which is the reasons I think you need to know what your business is worth. And you'd be surprised how many business owners don't know or attempt to find out at a date that's far beyond the date in which they established their business. And so I picked out 5 major reasons today that I think we should discuss. And it'll be a fairly short and sweet show, but I think, again, it's going to drive some hopefully our viewers and listeners can take advantage of. Today, Rick, to start this off, I'd just like to say it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking your business valuation simply isn't necessary or can be postponed. After all, you're busy running your business, right? You can always think about the valuation of your business when it's time to sell the business or when it's close to retirement. Well, that's the furthest thing from the truth. You really need to think about it ahead of time, and here's why. So let's talk about the first issue that I've pinpointed, and that is planning for the future. If you have a current market value of your business, you're able to assess the strength and weaknesses of your business and determine where improvements are needed, right? You may have to institute certain improvements in your business. And in order to do that, you need to know what its value is, because you're going to be turning the reins over to maybe another family member or to some other business partner, and you want to be able to establish what this business is worth, so that if you go to make improvements on it, you're going to know how much that business value is going to increase and whether or not there's an opportunity to make improvements in the business based on its value. In other words, are you going to overextend yourself by making these improvements? You need to know what your business value is from that standpoint. Now, how many people do we know, Rick, that have made business improvements over the years? I mean, virtually we all have, maybe on a very minor scale, but certainly there's people that might want to make large scale business improvements, added machinery. I have a client who owns a bunch of, this comes to mind, a client who owns a bunch of smog stations, that smog cars for the DMV. And he upgrades his equipment. He knows what the value of not only his entire business, but each one of those shops are. So he knows if the profits coming in can withstand the added value that it's going, or the added increase in expense that's going to occur when he buys this additional machinery. So it seems like a pretty obvious one, but it's really at the forefront of why you need to know what the value of your business is on a continuing basis. You just don't. What's the good of establishing the value of the business when you're near retirement, other than to sell it? But what about along the way? What about while your ship's still in a bottle, traveling on the sea there, right? Protected and trying to grow. You need to know this stuff. So
what are you talking about? At what frequency should you be doing this? I mean, it comes to mind that if you have a good accountant, that you'd have a pretty good idea what the business is worth on a yearly basis, right? When you're doing your tax.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, your accountant's going to provide you with the income, what the business's profit margin is, perhaps. But have you had somebody really go out and do a business evaluation of your business? In other words, what the property's worth, what all of the assets are valued at. Your accountant can help in that regard, but let's face it, you get property valuations done all the time by professionals, appraisers, things of that nature. They don't have anything to do with accountants. So I would get somebody to do it. If it was me, I'd probably do it on a yearly basis. I know a few people who do it on a 6-month basis, but that's because they have a lot of things going on in the business and they're upgrading it on a continual basis. But I would say, probably in conjunction with your returns, it'd probably be a good time to do it. Interestingly enough, another reason to know what the value of your business is providing adequate insurance coverage. Let's say you have life insurance policies for employees. You need to know what the value of your business is in order to purchase adequate life insurance for your employees, in order to purchase adequate general liability insurance for your business premises. So purchasing insurance, remember I've talked before on a couple of shows, the distinctions between having a business entity and having insurance. You need both. People say, why do I need a business entity? I have insurance. No, insurance protects losses from your business. Somebody slips and falls and breaks their neck on your business premises. Your insurance is going to take care of that, short of the deductible. But your business, your entity is protecting your personal assets. So if there's a claim against your business, your personal assets are not infringed upon. So one protects personal assets, one protects your business assets. The insurance protects your business assets. So you need to know the value of your business so you know how much insurance you're going to have to purchase and how much that insurance is going to cost, right? Mm-hmm. It's a two-way street there. What if you want to expand your business? Well, you certainly need to know what your business is worth to make it easier to approach lenders and raise capital, right? You need to have a snapshot of the health of your business not only for raising capital or expanding your business, but for what other reason? Well, for the simple reason of facilitating the decision-making process, which is what we touched upon in the first one when I said planning the future. If you have an ongoing knowledge of what your business value is, it helps with the decision-making process, and certainly it helps a tremendous amount when it comes to going ahead and applying for that additional capital with a lender, or through any using any tool to raise capital. You're going to need to know that. So I think I'd like to just pose it to our listeners and viewers out there. How many of you have planned for the future to understand the strength of your business? How many people out there have an understanding of your business's value for purchasing insurance? How many of you out there know what your business is worth, maybe because you're on the verge of expanding your business? Why? I guess the point here is, for these first three, why wait till the last minute? You should be doing this on an ongoing basis. And now let's talk a little bit about what happens if you have business people working with you. You have LLC members, or you have shareholders in your S corporation, or let's say you don't have a business entity and you just have a partnership and you have partners. You should have a buy-sell agreement, because that tells you the value of your ownership interest and the partner's ownership interest. Why? Why do you need to know that? I mean, what's the most obvious? Well, if you're going to buy or sell the business, you need to know what it's worth, right? And the buy-sell agreement is something in writing that tells you what it's worth. So some people incorporate this kind of thing in an operating agreement in the LLC, for example, but you can have a separate business, a buy-sell agreement. In other words, in the event that this business is sold, here's what its value is, and you can update it whenever you want. And here's what you're going to get, and here's what I'm going to get. And think real hard, Rick, of what would be the principal unforeseen, and there's your key buzzword there, the principal unforeseen reasons why you would want this buy-sell agreement, and hence need to know what the value of your business is. What would you think?
I was just thinking a lot of things, but
but not coming up with anything, right?
Yeah,
this is what happens with business owners sometimes. And that's why you have business lawyers, business marketing people, and accountants on your team. Well, what's the obvious one? What about death? A partner's death, or your death? What about disability, where you can't work anymore? What about divorce? These are things that occur that maybe are not planned for. Well, certainly not planned for in a couple of cases, disability and divorce, right? So you need to know the value of that business, not only in terms of what your partner is going to receive, but if the business is broken up, but boy, you want to know what the ex-spouse is going to get, right? You want to know what the value is for you. You want to know what you're entitled to should you go on disability. That's why these buy-sell agreements are very important, and people employ attorneys all the time to do them. And they're not super cheap. They're not super expensive either, but I mean, they're worth the time and money and effort, because they're very, very, very important, especially for these unforeseen circumstances. And then the final one, Rick, would be what you mentioned earlier, and that would be, you touched upon it, although I'm going to go a little bit deeper into it, tax and estate planning. You want to know what the value of your business is with the help of your accountant in order to plan your taxes, but more importantly, your estate plan. Because if your business is valuable enough, you could have estate tax issues, and you're going to need to know how to defer some of those estate tax issues by having the appropriate estate documents drawn up. And you can't do that without knowing the value of your business, because the value of your business is going to be something that passes to your heirs once you die, right? Right. And not only do your heirs get your business, but then your heirs may have to end up paying taxes on the value of this business. If you know the value of the business beforehand, you may be able to defer some of this stuff in order to avoid those taxes. And estate taxes is a whole nother show for another time. But the point here is you need to know your value of your business for tax purposes, whether they're just regular income tax purposes or estate tax purposes. It all plays hand in hand. So these are important things, and I think five big reasons why you need to know what the value of your business is worth, Rick, but even more so, why you need to do it now. Because at the top of the show, I said, don't wait till retirement. Don't wait till you're ready to sell the business. Do it ahead of time so all of this stuff is at the forefront, and you just don't jump into it at the last minute.
Yeah, it would make sense that someone would practice this advice, because how can you adjust, how can you grow, how can you do all those things that you need to do if you don't know the current condition of your business, right? If you don't have an accurate read.
And some people feel ignorant is bliss. If I don't know it, it won't hurt me. And I don't mean to say people do that always intentionally. Sometimes it's just an afterthought. It's like subconsciously we put these things off that take a little bit of a struggle. And again, what I said at the top of the show, why do we put these things off? Because we're busy running our business. It's like what I said a long time ago on one of our first shows. When I developed my business, now I'm a business owner and an attorney. Okay. Do you have the tendency to try to put off things in your business because you are so involved in the practice of law? You better not be. You better attend to the business aspect of it, because that law practice isn't going to be around without the business being attended to. And the business valuation is part of what you attend to. It's part and parcel of what you do. So these are things that are pushed away or pushed off, just in the same manner that people push off getting a living trust. Oh, I'll get one. I have a lot of clients, as I said before, that are elderly in retirement communities, and they're, late 70s, late 80s, and they're just now getting around to doing a trust because they've put it off all these years. So it's the same thing for valuing your business. Don't put these things off. Get the appropriate people on your team to help you and take care of business, so to speak.
Yep. That's right. Well, this has been a great episode, Bill. The 5 major reasons why you should know what your business is worth. There's probably a whole host of other reasons as well.
There are.
But if you want to learn more about that, then please reach out to Bill. His information is below this video, or Bill, why don't you share your contact information?
I will. And by the way, if you do these 5, you'll be surprised how much more of the others you'll learn just by doing these 5. They'll fall into place like a puzzle. You can contact me at the following email, bill@wfblegalconsulting.com. You can contact me by phone at the following phone numbers, both 949 area code. One is 413-6535, and the other is 698-6222. And I'm always there to try to help you. Part of our show, Rick, we should mention, we really, a lot of these shows are reminders. They're not just information. It's not just information for our business owners to digest, but they're really reminders, constant reminders of, hey, by the way, this show says this show says that, this show says the other thing. These are things that I should be thinking about. And man, all I got to do is go to the bottlebusinesssenseshow.com website and punch in a topic I'm interested in, and chances are that show will pop up, and I'll have the information I need right there at my fingertips, and I can even download it and listen to it whenever I want at my leisure. Right?
Yeah. Yep. That's absolutely right. So folks, we encourage you to do that. If you're new to the show, we've got 2 years, a little over 2 years worth of topics that we've talked about. So please go to the website, take a look, see if there's something there that might be applicable to you. Hopefully you'll learn something. And like Bill said, these are certainly reminders. We're so busy out there running our business on a day-to-day that sometimes we stand a little bit too close to the forest. or to the trees and really don't see the forest a lot of times. And hopefully the information that we share here, you can see the forest and take a bigger snapshot of what's going on in your business. So
let's hope so, because we don't want you to burn it down, right? We want you to be able to see the forest through the trees. Absolutely. Good way to put it.
That's right. So with that, everyone, we'll see you again next week, Tuesday, 10 a.m. right here on the Bottle Business Sense Show. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again next week.
Take care and have a prosperous week, everybody.